Hi, welcome to the tutorial of Excitation Table of JK flip-flop. This is the circuit diagram of JK flip-flop where outputs are connected back to the input NAND gates. The difference between SR flip-flop and JK flip-flop is the forbidden condition in SR flip-flop is removed in JK flip-flop. This is the truth table of JK flip-flop. Output columns are kept empty. We will fill them after seeing the working of JK flip-flop. As we know, we have seen in the SR flip-flop that when flip-flop is made on, the outputs are uncertain. They are unpredictable. Q can take value 0 or 1. So we will study the flip-flop by taking both the values and then we will go for the excitation table. So in this diagram, let us assume the Q as 0 and Q bar as 1, and let us go for the first condition J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0 and clock is 1. When this is 0, this 0 comes here, this 1 goes here. The output of this NAND gate is 1. The output of this NAND gate is 1. This 0 comes here, 1 0 becomes 1. This 1 goes here, so 1 1 becomes 0. So I assumed 0, I got 0. Now let us assume 1 at the output. So we will remove the previous conditions first. So when I assume 1 here, so this has to be 0 here. So this 1 goes here, this 0 goes here. The output of this gate is 1, output of this gate is 1. This 1 comes here, 1 1 becomes 0. This 0 goes here, 0 1 becomes 1. So I assumed 1, I got 1. So this condition is known as last value. And we got same thing in the SR flip-flop. Now let us go to the second condition. Now that second condition is we will change the input J and K. Now see here, clock is kept as it is. Now second condition, J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. Let us assume there 0 and it becomes 1 now. Now this 0 comes here, this 1 goes here. So 101 becomes 1. This 110 becomes 1. This 0 comes here, 01 becomes 1 here. 11 becomes 0 here. So I assumed 0, I got 0. Now let us quickly remove the conditions of previous state and let us assume this as 1 and this is now 0. Now this 1 comes here and this 0 goes here. Now output of this is 1 and output of this is 0. Now what happens? See, this 1 comes here, 1 0 becomes 1. Okay, now this 1 goes here, 1 1 becomes 0. Now let us take one more time. This 0 comes here, 0 0 becomes 1 and this 1 goes here, so 1 1 becomes 0. Meaning is I assumed 1, I got 0, that means 0 is remaining stable. So I am writing here it as 0. Now again this is similar to your SR flip-flop. Now let us go for the third condition. Now in third condition, same procedure we will follow. We will change the inputs. That input is now J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. Let us assume here 0 and this is your 1. This 0 comes here, this 1 goes here, 1 1 1 becomes 0, this becomes 1. This 1 0 becomes 1, 1 0 becomes 1. Now 0 has changed to 1. Let us see one more time. This 0 becomes now 1, 1 1 becomes 0 here. Now this 0 goes here, so 0 0 becomes 1. So I assumed 0 and I got 1 as a stable state. Now remove this quickly and let us assume 1 and what happens, let us see. Suppose I assume 1 here, so this is 0, this 1 goes here, this 0 goes here, right? Now this 110 becomes 1, this becomes 1, this 1 comes here, 1 1 becomes 0 and 0 1 becomes 1. So I assumed 1, I got stable value as 1, so this is my 1. Let us move to the last condition, that is J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1, and let us see what happens to it. We will remove the previous values of the last condition. So here now I remove this and this. So I make j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1. I will assume here 0. This is 1. So this 0 comes here. This 1 goes here. So this output is 0. This output is 1. Now this 0 comes here. 1 0 becomes 1 and 1 0 becomes 1. So 0 has changed to 1. And now let us assume output as 1 and let us see what happens to it. So we will remove this, and now I'm assuming output as 1 and this is now becoming 0. Now this 0 goes here, this 1 goes here, this is 0 now, this is 1 now. Now this 1 comes here, 1 0 becomes 1 and 1 1 becomes 0. So 1 becomes 0, and now this output in JK flip-flop is known as toggle. Now let us go for the excitation table, and that excitation table we will get it in this diagram. Now see, PS stands for present state as we have seen in the SR flip-flop, and NS stands for next state. NS is next state. Now see, let us assume PS as 0, next state as 0, this is 0, next state as 1, 1 next state as 0, and 1 next state as 1. What we have done in SR, same thing we are going to do in the JK. Now let us see, 0 remains 0 in which condition? We are getting 0 remains 0 here and 0 remains 0 here. That means j is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, and j is equal to 0 and k is equal to 1. For that we are getting that. Now 0 becomes 1. 0 becomes 1. We are getting it here and here. That is j is equal to 1 in both the cases. K is 0 and 1. 1 becomes 0. So 1 becomes 0. We are getting it here and here. So that is j is 0, 1 here. K is 1 and 1 here. And 1 remains 1. That is happening here and here. That is j 0 1 and k 0 0. Now see, if present state is 0 and next state is 0, j has to be 0, k can be anything. So 0, here it is, don't care. For 0 becoming 1, j has to be 1, k can be anything. So j has to be 1, k can be anything. For 1 becoming 0, j can be anything, but k has to be 1. And for 1 remaining 1, j can be anything, but k has to be 0. This is what is the excitation table of JK flip-flop. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and share.